beautiful people. It's Beauty Revolution here, and staying on the decentered men train right now, I want to make a video about how you can notice whether you're male-centered or not, because I think that a lot of us are male-centered, or we subconsciously get raised to be male-centered, and we might actually have some tendencies of male-centeredness that we don't even realize, right? Because it's so ingrained into us from childhood on how to be male-centered, and our lives revolving around the male gaze, male worship, male validation, male. Okay, literally everything about a woman's life is about men. When you're growing up and your mom or dad or whatever is teaching you about etiquette, right? It really is for the purpose of getting a man, right? If they're teaching you, and I'm not saying anything is wrong with etiquette, of course, okay. But when they're teaching you about cooking, cleaning, and some parents aren't teaching you anything at all, okay? So that is just something that you may just be seeing from other family members who are older than you, aunts and cousins, and even television, right? There's this expectation that there are certain things that women are supposed to do. And we don't even realize that that in and of itself is a male-centered concept, because the males are not expected to do the same thing, right? And so they grow up and they get online, or they meet a woman and they want her to fall in line of this expectation that not only are you supposed to go to work, but you're also supposed to cook and clean, because that's all he saw. And he was never expected to do those types of things. He was never expected to do it all. He was never raised to do it all, right? It's ingrained into us from childhood, right? And I think for a lot of us, we observe the way that a lot of women conduct themselves with men, right? Like, for example, beauty standards. I made an entire video about how most beauty standards are really made for men, or they're made by men, right? And so having long hair, having light skin, having a youthful appearance, looking exotic so that they can feel exotic by being in proximity to you if they can get you, right? So a lot of our beauty standards as women that we uphold are rooted in male-centeredness. And one key one, besides light skin, besides light eyes and body shape and things like that, that I think we don't realize has us in a chokehold, is having long hair. Okay, I think nobody is really discussing how hair length obsessed society really is. And I actually have really been soul searching when it comes to this phenomena, because when I cut my hair recently into a bob, see, a lot of people get locks in the lock community in order to retain their length so that their hair can get as long as possible without dealing with like breakage and things like that you normally would deal with if you're a loose natural, and no matter the hair type either, right? So I cut my hair because I was like, to be honest with you, the older I get, and I'm only 30, very young still, the older I get, the less I want long hair, the less I desire long hair. And I really had to ask myself, well, why do I actually want long hair? Is it because it may increase your pretty privilege? Is it because of the subconscious desire to have validation, not just for men, but also women, that I have reached long hair? And I don't really know why men are obsessed with long hair. Some people suggest that it has to do with youth, but the interesting thing about that is most young girls don't have long hair. So, well, not long hair going down to their butt. Now, I've seen a couple of girls like this, but not very many, right? And when I cut my hair, it literally took years off of me. I look so young right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like a kid. Like, what is going on? And so I mean, if you have an opinion, okay, or if you have an idea about why some women or why culture desires for women to have this super long hair, even if it's like not even, good looking. Like, I've seen some women, they have the long hair, but it's so thin, it frail looking, like edges snatched back, but it's long though. And some people say that hair holds power, and I believe that, right? But I think it also holds energy. It holds memories, especially if you're somebody who has curly hair or coily hair, because our hair really holds a lot of energy because it's alive, right? So I cut that and I literally felt so many things come off of me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I look so cute. Like, not that I want to look like a little girl. And that takes me into my next thing. You want to constantly chase youth rather than health, right? So women are just not allowed to age gracefully. Why? Because men want youth. They desire youth. I feel like men peak at a certain age and they never go past that. With women, we keep evolving. We keep gaining wisdom, right? And I think that's why a lot of men don't even like older women, because they cannot manipulate you. Okay, we're constantly evolving. Now, there are a lot of older women who are pick-me's, okay? A lot of our parents' generation and before were major pick-me's, right? But it got to the point where I see it even with women who are pick-me's, is that they still will air you out. They will still air out a man, okay? They will still have expectations, whether they're the same expectations we have or not. They still will make things be known, right? Whether they're tolerating whatever they're tolerating or not. And so you're obsessed with every line on your face. You're obsessed with looking as young as possible, to the point where you're not even wearing clothing that flatters your body shape, size, or age, right? And I'm not saying you have to dress old. Like, no, what I'm saying is that at some point, like, your style should evolve to something that really emphasizes you, right? That doesn't make you look uncomfortable. Because I see that a lot in our community. A lot of the older women, they really, I hate to say this, okay? Because I do not want to sound like that one girl on TikTok, okay? But a lot of them are in competition with younger women, whether they want to gaslight us or not. And the reason why is because they desire the youth, because they know the youth gets the male validation, you see? And I realize that, why am I really doing my skincare? It's because I want clear skin. I want to look healthy. And then I realized, okay, health comes from within, and that my aging should have nothing to do with how I look, but it's a sign of what's going on with my health and with my body. We should not be aging rapidly, okay? We should be always looking good. I mean, if we're eating good, we're gonna look good. I'm telling you, when you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, you naturally will just glow. And it's not about anti-aging, it's just about looking good in the age that you're at. Have you guys seen Chef Babette? Okay, she doesn't look like a little girl, but she looks absolutely amazing at the age of, I think she's 73, 74. She looks amazing. She does look mature, but she looks amazing. She looks beautiful. She looks healthy. She looks alive, okay? And that's what we should focus our attention on when it comes to our physical appearance. It should be about us. It should be about noticing what's going on inside, and not trying to meet the male validation. So I really want you to ask yourself, when you're doing anything or when you desire anything, really ask yourself, where is it actually coming from? Is it because you actually care about yourself, or is it because you care about male validation? And that is not to judge you, right? Because a lot of these things are ingrained in us and we don't even know why. We don't really know why we want hair down to our knees. You know what I mean? So I want you to ask yourself these questions, right? Another way that you may know that you have some male-centered tendencies is that you are much nicer to men than you are to women. And this may even be subconscious. You're more likely to say hello or good morning, or you're more likely to smile at them if they smile at you first, or little things like that, okay, that you may not even realize. I actually had to realize this about myself, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I doing that? And when I say male-centeredness, I'm not always talking about a place from validation. You may actually even be male-centered from a place of fear, right? The subconscious fear that if I don't smile or if I don't do this, maybe he'll react, right? Or you have this subconscious notion that men are nicer than women, right? Which personally, I don't think is true. I think men do that because they're looking at you, they're lusting after you, they're whatever after you, right? It's always with a purpose. Every good morning, every smile, every hello, every door hold, every comment that they make is purposeful. They do everything with intention, which is what I want women to do. I want you to do everything with intention and learn how to use your beauty for you rather than using your beauty for somebody else's attention. Anyone can go get attention from a male. Like, it's so easy. They're easy, okay? But can you utilize that attention for something for you? That's the real question here. So you automatically think that men are nicer than women, right? And so you treat women pretty regularly, like how you just want to, right? So you just go about your day and you're like, I don't really have to smile at another woman. I don't really have to say hello and be nice because I know that she's not going to potentially attack me if I don't speak to her, right? What I want you to start doing is I want you to start being nicer to your fellow woman. I want you to start smiling to your fellow woman. I want you to start relaxing and speaking to your fellow woman, okay? And I want you to start shifting your mindset that men are not nicer than women. They're just more intentional than they are, right? So I want you to start becoming more woman-centered. The reason, I'm not saying like center your life around other women. What I'm saying is that is very healing for you, because it starts changing your perspective and your mind about how you feel about yourself. You are a woman. That will heal you. How you treat other people will heal you. How you treat your relationships with strangers and people in your life will heal you. Do you need to cut some people off? Probably. Do you need to start opening yourself up to a stranger maybe? Probably. And I'm not saying open yourself up to the point where you're vulnerable. What I'm saying is like, maybe you should lighten up whenever you're communicating with other women because of the subconscious hatred that we're taught to have for other women, because we are taught to be competitive for the affection and attention of men. All right. And that leads me into my next point is your fashion sense. Is your fashion sense about you, or is it about how the way it makes your body look? Okay. I really had to dive deep into this one because for the last several years, I've been trying so hard to find myself, like my personal style. So I tried like hyper femininity for a while. So I was just wearing dresses all the time. I love dresses, especially in the summertime. Okay. Like, who wants to wear jeans? You might want to wear jeans in the summertime, but I want things that do not cling to my body in the summertime. But I tried hyper femininity, like wearing pink all the time. And pink is my favorite color, but I don't necessarily like to wear it, right? I started getting the little novelty cute earrings and things like that, and the way I was wearing my hair and stuff, and I allowed myself to explore the different facets of myself. So I allowed myself to explore my hyper femininity in my fashion, right? So, are you uncomfortable wearing tighter clothes? Really ask yourself this, because I had to soul search with this, okay? I have an hourglass shape, right? And so baggy clothes don't necessarily look really good on me because of the way my body is shaped. So I have broader shoulders, a very small waist, and then very wide hips, right? And so when you wear baggy clothes and you have a body shape like that, it makes your shape look very boxy, and baggy pants especially look, depending on the baggy pants, it can make you look very, very wide. And if you're wearing a baggy shirt on top of that, you can actually be a smaller person and just look humongous, like with a larger shirt on, because it hides all of you. And so I realized that that's just how I like to dress. Okay. The reality is, you guys, is I like wearing baggy clothes. Okay. When I dress kind of androgynous, if you will, I feel the most comfortable with that. Now, I love wearing like a late 90s type of style. I mean, like kind of like bell bottom pants and maybe like a tie front shirt with some platforms. I like stuff like that too, okay? What I realize is I don't necessarily have an aesthetic. I just dress the way that I want. But the way that I feel the most comfortable is I feel really comfortable wearing baggy pants, okay? Maybe I'll wear a tighter shirt sometimes because I like the way my body looks, but I want you to ask yourself, are you actually comfortable wearing what you are wearing? Because if you're not, you may be wearing things that you know will get male attention subconsciously, okay? You may subconsciously know that you can get male attention from your outfits, right? So, are you wearing tighter clothes because you subconsciously know that men will look at you, or you might receive more compliments, or you might receive the envy of other women, and you're looking good today? Now, I'm not saying don't wear body shape flattering clothing. What I'm asking you is why you're wearing it. Are you wearing it because that's what you like and you don't care what people think? Or are you wearing it because you know you could possibly get some attention from men? Because you have this expectation, if you have a pear-shaped body or if you have a hourglass body, that you should be wearing tighter fitting clothing to highlight your body shape. Well, what if you don't want to dress like that? What if you like wearing loose fitting clothing, baggy clothing? Personally, I tried hyper femininity and it was fun while it lasted, okay? But I don't necessarily feel comfortable dressing like that all the time. Now, I love wearing dresses in the summertime, but I had to ask myself, well, why am I dressing like this? Is it because I might get the validation or the eyes of men? I want you to unapologetically ask yourself if you're doing things for attention. It's okay, okay? I'm not judging you. A lot of these things are ingrained in us, okay? Even children want attention. So it's okay if you want attention, but whose attention? Okay. And as we get older, we need to be more intentional about the attention we want to receive. But when I know I want to get something out of my pretty privilege, I'm going to be honest with you. I might wear some tighter clothes that day. I'm not gonna even hold you. Like, I might do that. Okay. And so that's what I'm saying. I want you to become intentional, because I really want you to dress how you want to dress. I want you to dress what makes you feel comfortable. And I even made a video about what is your uniform? What kind of clothing are you wearing that suggests something about your personality, right? Because sometimes, whether women are conscious of it or not, they're wearing clothing that is vying for the attention of men. It's desperate for the attention of men, and they keep saying, "Oh no, this is just how I like to dress." But is it? Is it? So when it comes to exploring the subconscious things you're doing for male validation, I really want you to ask yourself why you're doing it, why you're doing anything. Because when it comes to being centered of men, it really goes down to intention. It really comes down to the why. Why are you doing anything in life? Why are you doing anything to yourself? What are you doing anything for? Because when you start to do things for you, you are going to change. You're going to do some things that you've been holding off, and you're like, you know what? I don't care what you like. My husband says he doesn't want me to get any more tattoos. And guess what? I don't give a damn. I'm going to get some more tattoos. It's my body. You can leave at any time. A relationship can dissolve, right? But what about me? What is going to be left of me? What did I push to the side because of this? I'm getting more tattoos because that's what I want to do. Oh, don't cut your hair too short. I want to keep cutting it. I kept cutting it until I was satisfied with how I felt, until I was satisfied with what I was releasing. And guess what? You have no choice but to either accept what I'm working on with myself, or, and he hasn't said shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, because this is my body. These are the things that I want to do for me. Right? I was tatted before we got together. I'm going to continue to be tatted. Maybe for the rest of my life, okay? I love tattoos. Oh, that'll be my last point, okay, in this video. You don't want to get tattoos because you don't think men are going to like them. Because men keep telling you that, or they keep telling the internet that, oh, women with a lot of tattoos are trashy, and women with a lot of tattoos, they've got daddy issues, and whatever mush mouth incelery they're talking about, right? If you like tattoos, go get them. At the end of the day, I think they're beautiful. I've always liked tattoos since I was a kid, right? So I am gonna get tattoos. All my tattoos are beautiful, okay? My tattoos are incredibly feminine. They're in the right places. They just fit me. Like it looks like I was just born with these on. They're just so me, right? And if you're the person who's subscribed to, oh, tattoos, they're so ugly, they're not beautiful at all. Look, I heard that from a very male-centered channel, and I'm just like, look, there's somebody for everyone. Okay, if you are somebody who wants to find the love of your life, and it is a guy, then he's just got to be okay with you. And if he starts judging you because of that, he's like, I don't think, girl, kick him to the side. Now, am I going to kick my husband to the curb? No, he ain't going nowhere. If this ends, it's going to be because of me, okay? So if you like tattoos, just get them. If you have to really ask yourself why you don't like them, or why you don't want to get them, or why you're hesitant to wear tattoos. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks where women are like, I cannot have these tattoos on my wedding day. No way. And they want the clean girl aesthetic. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a very clean girl. I like wearing baggy clothes. And typically I just have an all around clean appearance, right? And I'm tatted up. Okay. So I want you to start asking yourself, what is your real disdain with tattoos? Because I think women with tattoos are breathtaking. Okay. I love them. And so don't suppress what you like just because guys aren't going to like it. Listen, I have a channel about pretty privilege, okay? Having tattoos has not hindered my pretty privilege whatsoever. At all, okay? Be confident. If you want to add to this conversation and list some things maybe I missed here about how we're subconsciously doing things for male validation, do comment below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.